You're listening to BQN. Assimilate the audio.
Infinite diversity.
Live long and prosper, and welcome to Infinite Diversity, a Star Trek Universe podcast here on the BQN Podcast Collective. I'm your host for today, Thad, and joining me as always is my co-host, Chrissie. How are you today?
Do you hear that?
No.
I hear something. Oh, okay. I'm probably just dreaming it. That's fine.
It's possible.
Nothing scary or gonna come after me.
I'm feeling like cutting off my fingers. Not sure why, but it just seems like the thing I should be doing right now.
I think you should, prevent yourself from doing that at really all costs. Yeah. Especially with rusty scissors, even though that was ears, but still.
I did try to do that with a hedge trimmer a few years ago, but thankfully did not succeed.
Not intentionally. There's a huge difference there.
Also joining us today is Bill Mann, fellow Trek fan. Bill, how are you today?
Doing great. Thrilled to be here, talking about a really interesting episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Being here.
Before we jump into our topic for the day, we'd like to take a moment to thank our Patreon patrons who make our show possible, particularly associate producers Carl Wonders and Christina De Clerck-Szilagyi. Listeners, you can hear your name listed as one of our associate producers for a monthly subscription of just $10, and your subscription of any amount at patreon.com/BQN keeps all of the shows on the network ad-free. Alright, so since we recorded our premiere episode early, it's been 2 weeks since we last recorded, and we've had a bit of news since then. Since San Diego Comic-Con happened in between there. In the previous episode, I talked about how it had not been confirmed, but there was enough smoke that there was absolutely fire that a Lego Enterprise bridge was coming. Well, it has been announced it's available for pre-order. It comes out September 1st. I've already ordered mine. And yeah, I'm excited for that. Also at San Diego Comic-Con, we have three, whatever way you want the TOS Enterprise Bridge, you have three different companies making versions of it right now. Factory Entertainment is making the 1/18th scale TOS Enterprise Bridge. They have not announced the price, but it's Factory Entertainment, so it's going to be more money than most of us can afford. Factory Entertainment being the ones that made that $20,000 USS Voyager a few years ago.
Yeah, we all ran out and grabbed one of those.
I mean, I did see it at STLV and it looked amazing, but
Sure it did.
Well, yeah, of course it better for that price.
Right.
And the Nacelle Company, who you've heard me sing the praises of on this show, who making those their 1/10 scale action figures. Their first wave has come out and is really cool. Their third wave, which is coming out early next year, is going to, along with it, as obviously a separate purchase, but as a thing, is they are making in sections. I think they said it was 12 sections. A TOS bridge to go with those action figures, so you can buy all the individual sections and build a whole bridge, or you can just buy individual stations. The full bridge, it's going to be like 3.5 feet wide or something absurd like that. So, one, it's a lot of money. Two, where the heck would I put it? I do know friend of the show, Alex Perry, has already committed to buying the whole thing because he's Alex Perry.
Yeah.
In my case, I'll be, I think I'll probably get the captain's chair and the helm nav station, but probably not the whole thing. But that's going to look cool. I think they were saying like $50 a section for that. So, if you buy all of them, it's still a lot of money, but probably still cheaper than the Factory Entertainment one.
Yeah.
And of course, then the figures sold separately,
Sure.
naturally. But the figures are cheaper. They're they're like $20-$25. And I've loved those figures so far. I when they first announced that line, I committed I'm going to buy every one of those figures, and I'm going to keep going as long as I can on that. But not going to buy the whole bridge. That said, when they do their DS9 crew wave, if they release a DS9 playset, I will buy all of that.
Yeah, well, it's the only way to get that.
Right.
It's not like, you can get out your old Playmates DS9 set or...
Man, but wouldn't that have been amazing?
It would have been. That would be really tempting.
That would have been so good.
Playmates did do the TNG bridge, which I do have.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a box in my garage. Yep, in the original box. I bought it at I saved up my trap and skeet pulling money, and I made my parents drive down to Flint to some department store we didn't have here, and they were like $65. Can't believe you're spending $65 on that.
I have probably told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again because it is funny. I really wanted that bridge playset, but as a child, children are fickle. And I got money for my birthday. I'm like, hey, let's go buy that bridge playset. So we drove to Toys R Us, which as a child felt like it was, on the far side of the moon. It was actually like 20 minutes. Absurd child that I was, I saw it there on the shelf, and then I realized it didn't come with figures. I had always thought it came with figures, and because even though I had a bunch of Star Trek action figures, didn't have the full TNG crew, but I had a bunch of different figures. I could have easily done a motley crew, as it were. Could have had a motley crew of various Star Trek characters and had fun with the bridge and played with them, just like I was playing with them without the bridge. But I'm like, no, it doesn't come with figures. So instead, I bought with my birthday money a set of Star Trek TNG action marbles.
I have those.
Action marbles.
There's no action to the marbles.
Okay.
They were marbles with the faces of the TNG crew on them.
Wow.
That's all they were.
Interesting. I don't remember those.
But yeah, 9-year-old Thad thought that was a better choice than the bridge playset, or at least he thought that until the next day.
Yeah.
And it was too late.
It was too late.
Well, you had to have something left over. The marbles did not
I also bought you remember the larger Playmates ones that were basically Barbies that had the fabric clothes. I bought the Picard and Data from Generations figures from.
Oh, okay, that's acceptable.
Okay,
as well as the action marbles, and I had fun with the Picard and Data Generations figures.
Yeah.
I had less fun with the action marbles.
I'm sure.
I kept mine in the little. It came with a little it was the plastic over it, and I kept mine in that pack. I opened it, but I opened it very carefully so I could store them in there, and I think they're still in there in a box.
Did you also have the action marbles, Bill?
I don't remember the action marbles. I don't think I ever had those. I had the Playmates playset.
But the pieced out bridge reminds me of what they tried to do with the action figures for Star Trek 09.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Which
that
wasn't
bridge.
the worst idea.
I have that bridge.
Most of it.
Well, no one has all of it.
That's true. That's good. Good point. I have most of what was available.
Yeah.
And Art Asylum was doing that with for their Enterprise figures as well. They had each one came with their station, and they didn't finish that line either.
Nope.
Nope.
But
so hopefully this one will get finished.
Yeah, I have,
and it should.
So the difference between Playmates 09 figures, Art Asylum's Enterprise figures, is that with Nacelle, the whole reason Nacelle is making these figures is that Brian Volk-Weiss wants them.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, yes, he's selling them. Obviously, he needs to make money. It's a company, but he's making them because he's a huge Star Trek fan and he wants these figures and playsets to exist. So I feel as long as they are not actively losing money, they are still going to make all of these things.
That does make a big difference. It does, yeah.
It seems like he would be aware of like the history, and he obviously is like the history of Star Trek toy line.
Yeah.
I mean, he made the toys that made us, so
right.
yeah,
exactly. He knows all these stories and doesn't want to be in the same, sad history. I'm sure.
Yeah. Bringing up toys that made us, that reminds me, by way of a very strange bit of cognitive, whatever that's called. One thought leads to another. Me TV. Train of thought. Thank you. A very strange train of thought. Anyway, so Me TV is doing a special Shatner hosted episodes of the original series for the anniversary.
That's month. Cool.
So if anybody has Me TV, which is not, it's only available on one weird streaming service, but we have it because we like to watch Svengoolie.
MeTV is generally available if you have a television antenna as well.
Yeah, it's digital.
There is a MeTV channel in most broadcast markets because it's usually just a secondary channel on one of the regular networks.
Right.
So, pretty available. If you have cable or satellite service, you almost certainly have a MeTV as one of your channels. And if you don't, but you have a TV antenna, you can still probably get MeTV.
Yeah.
So I thought that's going to be interesting. So.
Yeah. Now, when they say Shatner hosted, he's just like introducing the episode, or?
I guess they said they have that cartoon show that they do on Saturday mornings. Tune In With Me, I think it's called. And the host of that is going to be, I probably introducing with Shatner. And they're doing the animated series too.
Interesting.
Which is kind of cool. I don't think Shatner's doing the animated series part. I think that's going to be the guy in the little tin of fish puppet mascot for the Tune In With Me.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah. But that's good. It's nice to see that somewhere it's getting acknowledged. God's forbid the Sci-Fi Channel or somebody get the licensing. I know they're not going to at this point, but get a good marathon going for the 60th anniversary.
We sadly did not get a new Star Trek show or movie announcement, which we knew.
Except for those people that are going to redo Where No Man Has Gone Before, right? But that wasn't SDCC. That was the same weekend.
Oh, yeah. I did hear about that.
Yeah. It's not going to happen, though.
No, it's not going to happen. They did announce we're going to get another season of Star Trek Scouts.
Yay.
It's true.
You know what? I'm not bothered by it.
I'm not bothered that it exists. It doesn't bother me. It's not for me, but it's fine.
Right. No, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Axanar finally released something and then got promptly shaken down by Paramount because they violated the terms of their agreement with Paramount.
Did they? I didn't even know that. I've been like blissfully unaware. I saw that it happened.
Yep.
And I saw the controvery, but I didn't know.
So their settlement agreement with Paramount specifically gave them the permission to use a couple actors who had already been involved with the project that had been on Star Trek, but specifically said they could not use anyone else who had worked on Star Trek.
Yeah.
And yet, their release included Patricia Tallman and Tony Amendola, and I cannot remember the guy who played Captain Robau in Star Trek 2009.
He's in it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't.
And all three of them were not on the list of actors that they could use that had been involved in Star Trek.
Oh my gosh.
No.
So
what a disaster.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah, because their list, they were allowed to use J.G. Hertzler, Gary Graham, and Richard Hatch because they had been involved
they were already grandfathered in, basically.
Right. Yeah. And, well, I mean, obviously they're not going to... They can't make new things with Gary Graham or Richard Hatch.
Right.
But...
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do anything with AI now, right?
Oh, God.
Unfortunately.
But they were not, they were explicitly forbidden from using anyone else who had worked on Star Trek. And the reason for that is Paramount doesn't want this to be confused as a legitimate production.
Right. I can't believe they did that.
Yeah. Well, I can.
I can, 100%.
Fair enough.
Here's what drives me crazy, okay? Yeah, because Paramount's going to do that. This Paramount is spending money just to throw its weight around, and no one. Okay, I don't know much about the Axanar process. What happened with this, other than they overstepped their bounds a number of times, and they've dealt with a bunch of lawsuits. Okay, so
they tried to make a Star Trek film for profit, is what happened.
Right. So it seems to me, okay. Let's set aside that they probably love Star Trek and that's why they wanted to do this, but they also want to make money off of it. Okay. If Paramount had just written them a check 10 years ago, whenever this started, and said, we would like to purchase this idea from you, we would like to purchase what you've made so far, and then Paramount could have stuck it in a vault and never released it, and it would have cost them a lot less money, I think, in the long run. And
probably.
The people would not have been happy, but they would have had nowhere to go with it.
Yeah.
They could have complained.
It totally would have cost them less money.
The problem there is that it sets up the precedent.
That's what they're going to do when people start these processes. And
trademark law is very draconian, and you have to defend your trademark or you lose it.
Yeah,
is basically.
They were used as an example to be like, this is what's going to happen, and if you want to get into it, at this point, what has it been, like 13-year quagmire of
more than a decade for sure.
Right, more than a decade.
For anyone who's not aware, Axanar started out as a fan film. They had a Kickstarter to raise money to make it, which in and of itself is not necessarily a problem. The problem came when they started using the money from Kickstarter to pay themselves rather than just use it for the costs associated with making the movie.
Equipment.
Space.
And so at that point, Paramount filed a lawsuit. There was a lengthy battle. They came to a settlement agreement. It basically killed fan films in the Star Trek space, because before that time, there had been several fan productions that were being very careful to not ruffle anyone's feathers, and they all Star Trek Continues was one. There was Star Trek New Voyages, and there have been several others. And all of those had been specifically made without making any money, and so Paramount was just basically ignoring them.
Yeah.
And then Axanar came along, tried to make money on it, so Paramount had to sue them, and then that came with the new, very restrictive guidelines on what can be done with fan films that basically messed it up for everyone else.
Yeah, the 15-minute segments and
Oh, that's the other thing. The new Axanar thing was longer than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. Well, a little bit.
What a mess.
Yeah. So, now Axanar finally, over a decade later, finally released something, and it violated the rules of the settlement that they had reached with Paramount, so it got taken down again.
So here we go again.
Yeah.
Great.
People used to take the idea that they had that was a Star Trek story, and they'd find that they couldn't do Star Trek with it, so they would rename all of the characters and put it on a different place, and then they'd have a brand new sci-fi idea.
Yeah.
And actually, a couple fan films that had been in production after the guidelines came out did that with their shows. There was that one movie that had Walter Koenig in it. I forget what it was called.
Yeah, I remember that.
Renegades.
They just rebranded.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
they changed it so that it was legally distinct from Star Trek.
Right.
Yeah. This is generic science fiction in space.
Right. It's just really amazing when you think about that. This saga started before Star Trek Discovery was a thing.
Yeah.
And it's going to continue beyond this.
And there was a whole conspiracy theory about that.
Yes, I remember
the reason
that.
Paramount sued them was because
Brian Fuller wanted to use this stuff, and
because they wanted to use the plot of Axanar for Discovery, which is not true.
It's not true.
Let's be very clear. Other than the time period in which it is set, they used nothing from Axanar.
They're completely disconnected.
Yeah.
Yeah. But long after this era is over, we're still going to be reading stories about litigation and nonsense surrounding this adventure.
And one final piece of news out of SDCC, the Star Trek Con audio drama won a Scribe Award.
That's great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
For Best Audio Drama. So, great. I did listen to it. I enjoyed it. I didn't necessarily think that there were some choices they made that I felt were unnecessary, but I did enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. I remember feeling like it was better produced and like just more technically impressive than I was thinking it was going to be going into it. Like, it really surprised me those first couple episodes. Like, wow, this is really well done. The sound design, the performances, like, really impressed me. But I agree with you. I mean, did I love every turn it took? Maybe not, but I enjoyed it, and I was impressed by it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I only listened to the first episode. The rest of it's sitting on my phone waiting for me to have a commute again.
Definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I liked what I heard. It's just, like we were saying before we started recording, life is getting in the way of Star Trek.
It does. Too often.
Far too often. All right. Anyway, speaking of Star Trek, let's get into it. Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 4, Episode 2, The Griffin Incident. Bill, what'd you think of this week's episode?
I very much enjoyed it. I'm not inherently like a huge horror guy. I see a lot of movies every year. I'm a big movie person. And horror movies is the brand of movie that I have the hardest time like getting myself in the car to go see. I have to like really amp myself up and talk myself into it. And it's generally only when there's a movie that comes out that kind of hits a critically accepted scene, like Obsession, for example. I saw Obsession weeks after it came out because I felt pressured by, man, it's going so well, it's so well received, and I felt like I had to do it, and I really had to like drag myself there to do it. Once I was there and I saw it, I loved it. That tends to happen a lot with horror stuff, but it's not my go-to.
So you're not going to be there opening night for Other Mommy then?
No, absolutely not. That will not happen. No. And I have mixed results with Star Trek horror outings in the past.
Yeah.
Like there are episodes of this like subgenre that I really like. There are some that I'm really cold on. But I was really impressed by this. I thought it was really well done. I was impressed by how much it committed to the bit and went for just all out embrace of the horror kind of construct. I knew, and I'm sure we're going to get to it in a second. Like within the first 30 seconds, just the sound design and the way they like drop you into the episode got me. I knew I was going to love it before I saw the shuttle come into screen. Like I could just tell. Like I was impressed by the tone of it, literally right out of the gate, and I was with it the whole time.
I mean, Chrissie, what'd you think?
I really liked it too. I'm not a huge horror person. I have gotten more into horror since being with Jay, in the last 20 years or so. But it's still not my go-to by any reason. But this was really good. And it was done well, and it had all the nice little twists. I really thought everybody was on the ship with them until the end. I really did. I mean, other than you get to a point where you're like, oh, well, people are getting killed that weren't killed. And okay, so at that point I knew, but man.
It was like, Sam Kirk can't die now because he has to die later.
Has to die later. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Bud?
I am also not a huge horror guy. But like Bill, I will watch a horror movie if it becomes big enough.
You feel compelled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's certainly not my primary genre of choice. But no, I enjoyed this. There were a few moments that were a bit much. Particularly, I think the worst part for me to watch was when Pike chopped off his own fingers. That was rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
But that was, well, we'll get to it when we get to that. But
yeah. I was impressed by how focused on character I thought it was. Like, I think it really resisted the urge to be horror stylistics for the sake of like shock value and like, oh, aren't we cool? Like, I think some people criticize Strange New Worlds at times, and sometimes it's valid for like just overly committing to like, we're just doing this genre and we're gonna force a square peg in a round hole and we're doing it to do it. I did not feel that here at all. I felt like the horror construct of it was completely in service of exploring these characters' fears, the duality within them. Like, I just thought that it was perfectly calibrated to do the thing that the Star Trek episode was designed to do, and the horror things around it were there to enhance these character explorations in really satisfying ways.
Yeah,
that's where horror is at its best, when it's a character study. You know, when it's not a slasher for the sake of being a slasher, but looking into why this is so fearsome and all
scary.
Of that. So, yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
It's hard not to watch this and make observations that it feels a bit like the movie Event Horizon.
Sure.
Which,
yes.
One of those horror movies that's famous enough that I have seen it.
Sure. And Event Horizon is like a remake of The Shining. It's The Shining in space. So if you're into The Shining,
that's
a lot of
fair.
that too. Yeah.
Also seen The Shining. That. Ooh. Yeah. No, I never really thought about it being The Shining in space, but that makes sense.
The using these like, and it's also Solaris too. It's a kind of a classic like Russian science fiction movie, also made by Steven Soderbergh with George Clooney. There's a lot of influence there too, with the way that these fears are kind of manifest from within yourself and things that you have a relationship with.
I did not like Solaris.
the Clooney one?
Never seen
that. Yeah. I saw it in theaters and I liked it at the time. I was young, probably too young for it, but I was into it.
That's the best time to see a horror movie, when you're too young for it.
Yeah.
It really is.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because it's cool. Like, it's like, oh, I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Event Horizon, you know, we've got the derelict ship in space with the weird stuff happen to them, and then everybody who comes on starts, you know, doing the Also, Event Horizon, Jason Isaacs, so
and Sam Neill.
And Sam Neill doesn't have the Star Trek connection, unfortunately.
No,
sadly, never on Star Trek, but
we had the Jurassic Park Sam Neill connection last week.
Yeah,
so next week is going to be like
Hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already had like Hunt for Red October style episodes, so
we have.
Yeah,
true.
And a movie.
What else? Yeah, that's true. What other Sam Neill movies? There's many more than just that.
Oh yeah. Well, I brought up the Tudors. He was good in. He was good.
He was good in the Tudors.
Colonel Wolsey.
I think of the piano, but I think that would be pretty hard to do something Star Trek from. That's pretty.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Isn't that about the Holocaust or something?
No, that's Holly Hunter plays a Holly Hunter Star Trek connection. Plays a mute woman with a daughter. And Sam Neill and Harry Keitel in it. It's a very small, like kind of modest character drama that was a big Oscar contender in the year it came out. Sam Neill's very prominent in that. But it would be a difficult thing to adapt into a Star Trek episode for sure. It doesn't quite fit the mold. It would be a tough.
Anyway, I'm sure there's like 6 or 7 great Sam Neill movies that I'm not thinking of.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to go like scary horror, there's a Lovecraftian horror that he did that Jay's always talking about, and I can't think of what the name of it is. Okay.
I have no idea.
I'll ask the Google machine. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Well, I'm curious.
Mouth of Madness. In the Mouth of Madness.
Mouth of Madness.
No, I don't know that one.
Yeah. I have never seen it all the way through, but I've seen enough pieces of it. It's good. I interrupted your Star Trek connections with my Sam Neill connection.
That's fine. Well, no, I was just saying Jason Isaacs is in Event Horizon, so, you know, it's a Star Trek connection there. I remember the first time I learned about Event Horizon was a trailer on this. I think it was the Star Trek Generations VHS tape.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Love it.
Yeah.
At the time, let me first say that trailer does not does not really tell you how messed up that movie
I wouldn't.
gets.
think if it was on the front of Generations, no.
And secondly, I remember asking my parents, can we watch this based on that trailer?
Yeah.
And then my parents looking it up and saying no.
We'll wait on that.
Young Thad was not ready for it.
No, young Thad would not have been ready for that. I didn't watch that movie until I was in my 30s, and I'm still not sure I was ready.
Yeah. It's memorably messed up. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we discover the USS Griffin, which disappeared 9 years ago and was nowhere near where they find it. Also, so the interesting thing here is, I would presume they're not flying through, like, uncharted space.
Not to go back and forth from a conference, no.
Yeah, so I would assume they're going places that many other people have been. So, where was the Griffin all this time that it wasn't discovered before?
I'm sorry, I was just going to say, like, one of the things that I've seen so actively discussed about this episode, which feels like a pivot point for how people fall on it, is how many kind of unanswered questions there are.
Oh, yeah.
And some people are very, like, you know, they struggle with some of those things. I like many of those things. Like, I respond well to the inherent mystery of the universe being reflected in the what the heck is happening and we don't understand it nature of the ending of this and even the beginning of it. Like, there's just so much to it that is inexplicable, and that makes it scary.
I mean, it's a very common storytelling device. It's not common in Star Trek, but it is common in general. It didn't really even... It wasn't until I saw a lot of the discussion on it that it really even occurred to me that this is not a normal thing for Star Trek. I've seen so many stories where that sort of... Where, like, yeah, you never get answers to the questions. So that it didn't even, like... phase me in any way. It was just like, oh, it's just one of those. And then I didn't really think about the fact that Star Trek doesn't normally do that.
They tend not to. They tend to answer at least the baseline of, like, kind of roughly what happened here. Is there some sort of alien influence? Like, you get a little taste of something generally. Yeah. And I'm satisfied that that's what's happening here. Like, I don't view it as like a legitimate, like, old school ghost story without any... Like, no. There's enough in Star Trek to tell me, like, there's a version of the many things we've seen that
you can easily in your head come up with a grounded explanation for the things that are happening here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they don't tell you that it, and
they don't know yet.
It almost feels like at the end of the when Pike's talking to La'an at the end, it almost feels like he's basically saying that he's not saying that it is actually haunted. He's saying that they don't have specific answers one way or the other.
Yeah, agreed.
As only 2 of the incidents he's dealt with were not explained. Yeah, and I like that. I like that a lot.
Me too. Big part of why I like it so much, honestly.
Yeah, and it just falls into the sort of thing they're doing with Strange New Worlds, like, and the thing that of the live action shows they can only do with Strange New Worlds because it's the only one that Isn't a serialized story, so they can do these experimental things, which I think it really works in this case.
I think so too.
It does.
Yeah. Yep. This episode makes space feel big and scary and unknowable in a way that Star Trek's not always super successful or interested in, like, exploring. Like, I think that's just a trait that doesn't always, like, read on the face of an episode, and I think this one's, like, totally committing to that, and I love that.
So yeah, so it's Kirk, Spock, and La'an on a shuttle coming back from a conference. They find the Griffin. They dock with it to go aboard and check things out. Kirk conveniently has a flashlight because he was a Boy Scout and is prepared.
That was
so. I've seen some discussion about this.
I love that.
Yeah.
I also like that. This very clearly felt to me like a tongue-in-cheek reference to that.
Yeah.
Which, for people who don't know, it's line from Star Trek II when David is talking about, that overgrown Boy Scout, and Carol Marcus says, Jim Kirk was many things, but he was never a Boy Scout.
A Boy Scout.
And I thought this was clearly a tongue-in-cheek reference to that.
100%.
There are some people in fandom who are extremely mad about this.
Right. They violated. Yep.
They don't know anything about Star Trek.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, here's why I love it. Not just the fan service part of it, because it is a beautiful piece of fan service and done well, because if you don't understand the joke, it doesn't take away from your explanation, your understanding of the scene.
100%.
This tells us that Carol did not know him well. And did not care to know him well.
So that is absolutely one of the ways you can read it, and I think that might be what they intend. But there's another way you can read this as well, in that she's not saying he was never a Boy Scout and he was never part of the Boy Scouts. She's saying he was never a goody two-shoes, follow the rules.
That's how I read it.
Okay.
That's how I read it.
As in, he's such a Boy Scout. That sort of thing.
Yes.
He's a Boy Scout Starfleet officer who's like by the book, does everything he's supposed to do, never diverts. And I read it to be Carol in that moment in Star Trek II saying that's not his personality. It's not a biographical statement. It's a personality statement.
Yeah.
It can be both.
And it could be both or either. Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, it is not an insult to Wrath of Khan or an insult to Trek fans. It is not a sign that the writers of Strange New Worlds don't know Star Trek. I assure you that they are aware of that line from the most popular Star Trek movie.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
That's not something that just slips through and is like, oh man, we missed that. Come on. Like, that's just not.
No.
Like, there were discussions last week that maybe they didn't know, that maybe the writers didn't know about the Voth when they were doing Valis Marineris, which is possible. They may not have. But
possible, but
I went back and I rewatched Distant Origin. We ended up not discussing that at all in our episode, which we recorded before the episode came out, and we didn't see the discourse about it. But I rewatched Distant Origin, and they talk about how it was actually after the asteroid landed that they saw that it was Earth was changing and they needed to leave. So it almost makes me wonder, were the Voth like on, because they even posit they were on like an isolated island, and that's why we never found evidence of them. So Voth were on the other side of Earth. They had never launched into space until after the climate changed, so they just weren't part of this.
Yeah.
But I think it's also possible that the writers of Valis Marineris did not know about Distant Origin.
They didn't know it, or they said
that
we're not doing it.
Entirely possible, because you cannot expect. I understand that as Star Trek fans we want them to, but you cannot expect the writers of the show to be intimately familiar at all times with every episode of every show.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if only there was a database that they could type the word dinosaur into, it would tell you if dinosaurs ever showed up.
Okay, but yes.
I know. I'm sorry.
But what reasonable unless you know about it, what reasonable what would give you the reasonable idea? Oh, maybe Star Trek already had an episode about dinosaurs leaving Earth.
Yeah. Right. See, I think they did.
I agree with you. I was just being sarcastic.
I kind of think that with people like Aaron McDonald and Kirsten Beyer around, I got to think that there were discussions about it, and they were just like, we can't deal with this. Like, it doesn't. We can't. Like,
that becomes too inside baseball, honestly.
Yeah, and it doesn't like. Then the story is completely like diverting off into this other direction, and instead of it being this pulpy sci-fi adventure, it's a prequel to Distant Origin, and it's just a whole different thing. Like, I think.
I would love a prequel to Distant Origin.
So would I. Absolutely.
I take your point.
Yeah. The three people sitting here would eat that up.
Oh yeah.
But
Distant Origin is one of my favorite episodes of Voyager.
Me too. Me too.
Yes. Here's the thing. It's like Distant Origin did not negate the concept of the dinosaurs were wiped out.
Correct.
No.
Okay. It never said that the entirety of the dinosaur, for lack of a better word, civilization that existed on Earth was a civilization, and that they weren't animals that they were more sentient than just basic animals. So,
well, I mean,
yes, putting it on a little, they were on Australia.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, because there's nothing in that says that you still didn't have basic normal T-Rexes on North America.
Right.
You can have. It doesn't make sense logically. We won't get into that because we don't need to. But yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. If you think about it too hard, it doesn't actually make sense that a civilization on one tiny island could advance so far as to have, and they wouldn't have, be elsewhere on the planet. Mm-hmm. But it's fine.
Yeah, it's passable. It's far from the greatest defense.
One of the Martian ships landed there, or crashed there, or one of the bug ships crashed there.
Yeah,
it was just they were just smart enough to retroactively.
Yeah. I've seen some supposition that it was they actually would have reverse engineered a ship from the doldrum, and that's how they did it.
Yeah,
good enough for me.
If you require an explanation.
But of course, all of this goes against doctrine because they obviously are native to the Delta Quadrant.
That's true.
And never came from a different place.
It does go against doctrine. Yes.
It does. Before we get to the next thing, I'm going to remind everybody of what I have said a number of times with Strange New Worlds. If you think of it from a historian's perspective, Strange New Worlds is a piece of historical evidence that we did not previously have, and it may contradict things that we thought we knew, and that's okay. It's a new source that we just discovered. We just dug up another chapter of the Iliad or whatever, and we know it's
finally
legitimate.
Found Gospel Q.
Yes, excellent example. So it's just new historical information, and just go with that. So I had to pause a number of times as he's talking about being a Boy Scout to see that he has a copy. The book that falls out of his bag is a beautifully beat up copy of Master and Commander.
Love.
Master and Commander by Patrick O'Brien, which, listeners, if you have not seen it, go ahead, stop listening to us now, and go watch Master and Commander: The Far Side of the World. It is a fantastic movie. If you are a Star Trek fan, you will enjoy it. Yeah. And if you're not a Star Trek fan, why are you listening to this podcast?
Right.
Well, I said unless you're driving.
Okay, don't watch it if you're driving. Good point.
Don't do that. Yeah.
Also, I highly recommend the books. The books are great, too.
Yeah.
Patrick O'Brien's novels are Napoleonic British Navy books. They are great. They're fantastic. One of his primary inspirations for those books were C.S. Forester's Horatio Hornblower novels, which are also Napoleonic naval books. Horatio Hornblower being a primary inspiration for Star Trek and specifically James Kirk.
Ta-da! Yep.
Which is why it is cool that James Kirk is reading Master and Commander. I think it might have been a little cooler if he was reading a Hornblower novel, but I still really enjoy that it's Master and Commander.
Assume he read Hornblower before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, it makes sense to read Hornblower before. Hornblower's... the Patrick O'Brien novels are very good, but they are definitely... harder. They are definitely more... They are less accessible books than... The Hornblower novels are very. I read those in middle school.
Sweeping adventures,
yeah. Patrick O'Brien's it's considerably more flowery and dense.
It gets really they get really into the nitty gritty of specific naval. He is into the details.
They are really very good though. I do highly recommend them if that's the sort of thing you're into. I really enjoyed them, but they are not. They're not light beach reading, for sure.
No. But the movie's great, and it is accessible.
The movie, though, is very accessible, is fantastic. Russell Crowe, one of, blanking the actor's name.
Paul Bettany.
Yeah, one of Paul Bettany's first roles, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly one of the first that I remember seeing him in. Fantastic movie. It recently, I think just last year, got a 4K remaster that looks amazing.
Yeah,
so definitely. My only complaint is that it only had a limited physical release for that, so I don't own it. I only own it digitally because I wasn't spending $50 on that limited 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Did you manage to get one, Bill?
I did not. No, I own the Blu-ray, but I did not get the 4K for the same reason. The $50.
I would recommend getting the 4K remastered digitally though, like on iTunes or whatever, because it does look amazing.
I have no doubt. Yeah, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, same. It is at its core. It feels very much like a Star Trek movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Russell Crowe and Paul Bettany is Kirk and Bones.
Yeah.
The relationship, the way they interact, the way that Paul Bettany isn't afraid of him and will tell him the truth and tell him what he doesn't want to hear is so cut from the cloth of like the best Kirk McCoy scenes in the original series.
Yeah. Fantastic soundtrack too.
Oh yeah. Yep. Great movie.
Because I nerd out about books and stuff. The one that he's got is particularly the 2021 re-release cover, because they did a whole redo of all the covers for the series in 2021. So
cool.
So it's an antique.
Yeah.
For him.
Or he replicated it to look like that, I guess.
I like that Kirk reads physical books. I like that
too.
Which is also a callback because Kirk in TOS had books in his cabin that he shelved in a very insane way.
Yep.
Spine down.
That's bizarre. I never noticed that. Now I want to go back.
I never noticed that either.
I never noticed it.
I'm guessing that's so they didn't have to pay royalties on.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Probably.
There. Yeah.
Well, what kind of a lunatic does that?
Right.
God, yeah, that's painful.
Oh man. Wow.
Stack of books with legs.
Yes.
All right, so we are 55 minutes into this podcast and 3 minutes into the episode. So
this is why people love infinite diversity. Anyway,
that's right.
And I love the little toy robot too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
just to get past his bag, because that's adorable. How old is David supposed to be? I don't like how little time we have. Relative.
Not very old, I would think. Like
toddler at most, because he hears him saying data, but
she was pregnant in Subspace Rhapsody. So
yeah, but we don't know how far.
Jump. We have 2 time jumps. We have a time jump post Hegemony, and we have a time jump post season 3 finale.
Now, Memory Alpha hasn't always been correct about this, but we got to see what year they say this episode is.
Oh, that would have been the easy way to determine that.
Well, no, because I remember we had this whole thing with Picard season 3 where Memory Alpha was like 10 years off or something for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to say he's between
1
and 2.
Yeah, that was about what I figured too.
Mm-hmm. Natural time passing of the 3rd season, 6 months between. There was a 6-month time gap between Hegemony Part 2 and Wedding Bell Blues, right? And there's a 6-ish month time gap between season 3 and 4. So
yeah.
Memory Alpha says this is 2262. I'm going to see what they say Subspace Rhapsody.
I'm going to say 2261, I think.
Subspace Rhapsody is 2260.
2260, okay.
So, yeah, I can see. I mean, that would be a toy for a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
And even if it's not appropriate, like I listened to one thing where somebody was being critical of like that's not a toy you give to a child that age. Kirk's not around. He's an absent father. Even if it's wrong, then he's making a mistake, and that's to me that's on point.
And also,
Kirk is doing.
I would just like to point out to any naysayer, you didn't pay attention enough to Wrath of Khan to complain about this if you're saying that Kirk never met David. No. Kirk never said he never met David.
He explicitly says he did know about David. Like,
he absolutely knew about David. That was a whole thing. But there are some. Kirk never met him. Like, no Kirk never met him as an adult. That's why he's like, is this David? Because he didn't. Yeah.
Anybody making that case is telling on themselves.
David doesn't remember him.
Right.
Yeah.
Which means
if he's 2 years old, why would he?
But he knows that Carol hung around with Kirk. So he was never told who Kirk was to him, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't know who he is.
Yeah.
In general, like that's Jim Kirk. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, yeah. I think, and I think this episode makes it pretty clear that relationship is not gonna last very long.
I think at the end of this episode, we see the end of it.
Basically, yes. I think still gonna have they're gonna have a conversation, I'm sure. But
but she doesn't answer the phone,
right.
And that's
Which, not to skip ahead, is the lasting image of this episode that stuck with me the most.
Oh,
yeah,
sitting there as the phone rings, basically got me like that.
Yeah, and it's here like Kirk has like decided he wants to do what Sam does, where he talks to David every night, and nope,
it's too late.
Not gonna happen.
Yep, and she's on the Epsilon station already, so.
So now we can fast forward many years, and he did what she wanted. He stayed away.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's get 5 minutes into the episode.
Still in the cold open.
They beam him aboard. Everything's dark. They approach the blinking light on the console that's apparently sending the Sosi beacon, and the ship wakes up. Dun dun dun.
Oh, I was confusing Epsilon and Regula. Never mind. Epsilon's the station that gets destroyed in the motion picture.
Yes.
Different one. That was
but a different
it's Epsilon 4 and Epsilon 9. I don't remember which one is in this one and which one's in motion picture, but it's
neither one is Regula, which is the mistake I made. So
yeah.
No worries. Okay.
No Regula.
Yeah. So
something I like in this scene in engineering, when the ship wakes up and they're staring at the console, something that they do to just show you the difference is that like glass display above the engineering console is just covered in fingerprints, which on the Enterprise it's always pristine clean, and I just think that's a neat little touch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool.
It adds to the mystery of, like, if you catch that. I did not catch that.
Yeah,
who's
I did.
Here? Who's touching it? Like, when it's... Yeah.
Ugh.
Yep. Creepy.
Yeah. Also, the fact that the ship has enough power to, like, do life support, you would think it could also do lights, because I would think the lights would use less power than the life support.
Yeah, they can oxygenate the whole ship for an hour, but not turn on the lights, but okay.
I would assume the ship was already oxygenated also. Like, the light, like, they always talk...
Well, yeah, they do say the life supports, because they take off their masks pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
But the way they talk about life support in Star Trek has always confused me, too, because it always seems to be either life support's on, we can breathe, life support's off, we can't breathe, and it's like, I don't think it works that way.
Yeah, there's also temperature and gravity and lights and
also, just like, if we're talking about just the oxygen content of the atmosphere, it doesn't just suddenly change because the oxygen scrubbers aren't working.
Right.
It would take time. Anyway.
Yeah.
And if there is no one on the ship this whole time, then the oxygen would just still be there. We don't... Whether or not there's someone on the ship is an interesting question that I don't think we can ever truly answer.
No, we cannot.
Cannot.
So, Lon mentions, which is another thing I could have answered by looking it up on Memory Alpha, but have we ever heard about a ship named after Dr. King before? I like that.
I liked it a lot, and I don't think so.
I was wondering if she had mentioned it before, but I don't know.
I'm going to say no.
Oh, no, it is mentioned, in fact, in the very first episode of the series, because that was the ship that Una Chin-Riley was on, who picked up the survivors from Lon's colony ship.
I am also looking at that Memory Alpha article.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, well, that was 4 years ago, so I don't remember. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was 5 years ago. Remember, they skipped a season because of the...
Point.
Mm-hmm.
Or skipped a year, not a season.
Skipped a year, yeah.
Although you've probably seen it more recently than 5 years ago.
I have, but
I have.
I have, and I didn't remember, so don't feel...
Right.
They did a really nice job with the, is this a ghost or is it a zombie or is it something else? Makeup on them. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good makeup, absolutely. Well performed. Like the way that when you see these characters moving, they're moving in like very unsettling ways. It's obviously not just a person like taking a stroll. Like it's everything about it is effectively done, and maximizing the tension and the evocative tones of it all. Really, really well done.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, one of the things that struck me too was like when she turns around for the first time. There's no mistaking, because last season they did a zombie episode. Like they did a very different brand of horror, Shuttle to Confori. There's no mistaking that this is like completely different the minute you see that character turn around.
Oh, 100%.
Like, there's no like, oh, we're doing this again. Like that's dispelled as soon as you see that face that this is, and she speaks and kind of taunts La'an. That's a good indicator of like, we're not doing that. Like this isn't like a return to that kind of tone. This is a different thing.
Oh. I did like the exchange about the negatively charged icon.
Yes. Are you saying that this was a ghost? I'm saying they were negatively charged ions.
I love that.
They're doing the Kirk-Spock relationship beautifully and slowly going into it. So it's like, it's not all the time. They're having these moments and it's beautiful.
Yeah. And I just have to say too, I mean, this is a controversial thing, I think, in some circles. Every time I see Paul Wesley, I like him more. And I liked him pretty early on. Maybe not in Quality of Mercy. Maybe the first time I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
But from tomorrow forward, I am sold. I think he's great.
Yep.
I think he's great every single time.
And 100% agree. I love him as Kirk now.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, I think is still my favorite episode of the whole season.
I love that. Yeah,
so,
you've been steadfast on that. I think you've been pretty consistently there since that episode aired. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Paul Wesley is doing a fantastic job as Kirk.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Agreed.
I still think he does a better job as Kirk than Martin Quinn does as Scotty. Not that I dislike Martin Quinn as Scotty, but Paul Wesley feels more like Kirk to me than Martin Quinn feels like Scotty.
Yeah.
Martin Quinn, he feels like he's trying to do the version of Scotty that Simon Pegg created.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of that.
And
I haven't seen anything to make me believe that version of Scotty yet is the Scotty who's sitting in the command in the captain's chair of the Enterprise while Kirk and Spock are on the planet and in command fighting with the Klingons, like the stuff that you see in the original series. Like I haven't seen Martin Quinn capture that like gravitas that James Doohan would pull out when he was in those kinds of situations. So I'm hopeful that that's something that as this iteration of Scotty gains some steam and some confidence, that maybe there's little indicators that guy is in there somewhere, but I haven't seen it yet. And
I have seen some people suggest that Scotty really doesn't become Scotty until he becomes a functional alcoholic, and that's what does it.
I mean, it's actually not a bad note. It's sad to say that, but maybe. I mean, that's as good an explanation as any, because so far.
I enjoy Martin Quinn as Scotty. I enjoy the character the way it is in Strange New Worlds, but it is not. There's still a vast gulf between that character and the one we see in TOS.
Correct. Agreed.
Yeah, it seems like there needs to be another decade in between there, and it's not going to happen. But maybe something drastic happens.
Martin Quinn is way too young.
Oh yeah, he's such a baby. He's small.
Like he's small. Too. Like he's not
because part of the thing that you come back to is that James Doohan was 10 years older than William Shatner, and Martin Quinn is 10 years younger than
Paul Wesley.
Yeah.
And it's hard to internalize the gravitas of somebody who lost a finger fighting the Nazis. So it's just we gotta give him some slack on that one.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love Scotty in an episode like A Taste of Armageddon, and I can't picture Martin Quinn quite doing that yet. So.
Well, he's still under the tutelage of his professor too.
Right.
You have to get out from under the people who knew you as a child to really come into adulthood. Yeah.
Agreed.
So we know from the trailer that they showed at SDCC for this season that Uhura is going to meet her future self.
Yes.
I wonder if we might also see maybe a future Scotty, a very different Scotty.
Maybe.
That could be cool.
Maybe.
I hope so. Yeah.
Well, we're necessarily having to see the shift as Spock grows older as well.
Mm-hmm.
Even in this one, he's invoking logic.
Yes.
More than he has been. So
yes.
I think, give it time.
Indeed.
Although I think that Ethan Peck's Spock still started out closer to Leonard Nimoy's Spock than Martin Quinn's Scotty did to James Doohan's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree.
Yeah.
So then we go to the sick bay and we see empty body bags. And I find it interesting that La'an's first reaction is, where did the bodies go? And not, maybe these were never used.
Okay. Yes. Because they're folded up nicely.
Right.
And when I was first the first time I watched it, and when I was first doing these notes, I wrote unused body bags because they were nicely stacked. And then it came to the next scene where it had a name on it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, one of them has a name on it. So I'm assuming they don't have pre-made body bags for everybody on the ship. Because they have to put a name on it.
Safe to assume.
That's probably a good assumption.
Seems a little bit
morbid. Yeah.
So then her comment makes a little
I
more
would
sense,
not
but
want
not
to serve
by
on a
much.
ship that already has my body bag ready to go.
Wow.
Klingons would.
Yeah.
Klingons would. That'd be
To
like
me,
that's my honor shroud.
That actually makes it creepier to me. Like that reads like La'an comes in, sees these body bags neatly stacked with names on them, and so the bodies are gone, and somebody took the time to like clean up. That's like what the hell is happening on this ship.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I didn't catch that. I agree with that initial read. When I watched the episode for the first time, I just saw neatly stacked body bags and thought the same thing you did.
Now that I'm looking at that image, and there's labels on them with like the name and species of the person.
Yeah, because it's Lieutenant Ta'arin, race Vulcan. Yep.
Yeah.
Serial number.
Okay. No, this is creepy now.
But it took me watching it 3 times before I caught that. It's a very quick. So
I also like there is the scene at the end when Spock manages to break the illusion, and you see what the sickbay actually looks like.
And that's so good. I love that cut when he breaks the spell is killer. Really well done. The lighting difference,
skeleton with the knife in its forehead.
Yeah. Crazy good. Yeah.
And actually, you know what? That answers part of the question about is there oxygen in the atmosphere? Because if there hadn't been, the bodies wouldn't have rotted the way they did.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Great.
So
then they decide that they need to split up, which, as anyone who's ever seen a horror movie knows, is a terrible idea.
Yeah, that always ends well, right?
No one's seen Scream. Come on, people. The 20th century classic.
I have, in fact, never seen Scream, and I'm okay with that.
The first one is worth seeing.
Yeah, first one's a great.
Because of how it plays with the tropes, and yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I do like...
But I meant in their context.
I do like just the brief moment where when they split up, when Lon just kisses Spock and says and says stay safe. I loved that. That was a great scene.
That was so sweet.
Yeah.
Especially that there was tension earlier. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. There's also something so classically TOS about seeing these characters walk around with a tricorder wrapped around them.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
That little detail of like watching Spock walk around with that wrapped around him is like, man, that's like, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And honestly, when he's standing there talking to the computer, it did cross my mind like, oh my god, that is Spock. Like just something like he is Spock.
Yeah,
I loved it. Loved it. he's obviously Spock. He's been Spock for 4 seasons, but there was just something about that sequence, the way the dialogue was written, trying to get information out of the computer, the way he's carrying himself.
He internalizes it beautifully.
He just does. Yeah, I just love it.
He trusts the computer when it says that nothing bad happened, except for 287 people being transported into space. But yeah.
Even like when he reacts to that, like the computer's not done saying it yet, and he is he's like, oh shit, like in his Vulcan way, like calling the on, this is bad. Something really bad happened. There's an urgency to that little detail.
And then 200 some just beamed into space while still alive. Oh, great.
Yeah.
We are in a pickle. This is not good. Something bad is going on this show.
That's when we find out that there definitely is something happening because he's sealed off and can't communicate.
Yep. And then La'an thinks that the computer's talking directly to her, or the image on the computer's
addressing her.
Directly to her. Yeah. And then we get that wonderful scene where the bodies are back in the body bags. And they start
including
bleeding.
One that's actively like bleeding out.
Yeah.
More than one. When it pulls back, you see that they're all kind of puddly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross.
Did you have any inkling? I mean, I know you guys saw the screener. Like, did you have any inkling that it was going to be T'Pring?
No.
Like, that shocked me. I had no idea.
Yeah, no, that was surprising.
Yeah, it's not. There's not any new info on the screeners. We go into them just as blind as watching them for the first time. That's our.
Honestly, more blind. We don't get even the blurb.
Sometimes by the time I get around to it, there's enough like little things being hinted at.
And you get those images that go up like a couple days before. Yeah, we don't even get that. So.
Yeah.
And honestly, you know what? I got to say this too. In the weeks leading up to this season, there was that story that came out that was kind of shrouded in some like negativity about like, oh, David Marcus is going to be involved somehow. If this is all it is, like that David Marcus was going to be alluded to, it was going to be a story for Kirk, and people were like jumping on that, being like, oh, why are we doing that? If this is all it was, then what are we talking about? Like this is there's no like harm in. I mean, we already kind of covered this, that it like the revisiting of Star Trek 2 stuff, but the overreaction that came from like this little tidbit that David Marcus was going to be referenced or a piece of something was so over the top.
Certain parts of this fandom are
so defensive immediately.
Are so like it's weird because with Strange New Worlds, it's like it's the same people, it's different people, but like there's people that view Strange New Worlds, approach Strange New Worlds with a bad faith attitude and assume everything's going to be wrong and everything's going to be exactly what they hate. It's the same way that people approached like Academy, but like the weird part is that it's those people don't intersect in any way.
Right.
Like there's no one who there. I mean, there might be some, but in general, what I see is none of the people that approached Academy with the bad faith attitude, oh, this is going to be terrible. I'm going to watch this. It's going to be terrible. And then because they already thought it was to them. None of those are the same people that feel that way about Strange New Worlds. It's like two very different segments of the fandom, but they have
the same instinct to react.
The same. It's very much the same thing, and it's almost hilarious because because those people are also very angry at the people that did it for the other show.
Yeah. It also really reminds me of, and maybe like I was on Alex's new podcast, Warp Factor 5, and talking about Enterprise. My memory of that experience when that show was coming out, it was the same stuff, same things that triggered like immense reactions. And like before episodes dropped, people were mad already. And then when they came out, it was just immediate defensive, like the claws were out. It's the same thing 25 years later. It is the same exact experience watching people react to Enterprise on the Trek BBS and the fan sites as it is watching people react to little tidbits of news and episodes of the show. It's the same. So I wonder, is it the same people? Like, is it the same people?
Some of them are
years later that are still just bad.
I both love and hate reading the comments on Trek Core every time there's a.
I can't do it. It's depressing. Yeah. I can't do it. I still go to the Trek BBS and read the same stuff, and it's the same thing. It's the same experience as it was 20 years ago.
Anyway, you were saying, Chris.
No, it's okay. The reason you have that different sector of the population that's complaining about Strange New World or complaining about Academy are the same ones who complained about Discovery.
Yes.
And it's because of the central character. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's the ones that are complaining about Strange New Worlds are coming at it not from a sexist perspective. They may be sexist
as well,
sure they are, but they're not coming at it from the same sexist perspective as the people who were complaining about, there's a Holly Hunter doesn't belong on the bridge of a ship or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And
she sits funny.
Michael Burnham cries too much. It's and that's not the only thing. I recognize that, and I'm not trying to say that that's the overarching thing, but it is a factor. That's I have an in-law of an in-law who is a huge Trekkie. Boomer, okay, refuses to watch DS9. Would love DS9 back then until now. Still won't. So I mean, that's
is it
because of Cisco, or is it because Space Station?
Cisco.
Oh God, yeah.
He doesn't want to watch. He won't say as much, but he says everything but.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
So I mean, I think that plays into it in a way that we who aren't sexist tend not to think about, or racist tend not to think about. So
yeah, it's just depressing that it's either that or it's like, oh, they're violating canon, or they're doing these things, or they're tapping into old, and they're violating my expectations of 35-year-old stuff. Like, it's just really
well, going back to half an hour ago, Ghostbusters can't be women.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So they all split up, like we said.
Let's split up.
Where are we at? Yeah.
And so then
they didn't do this Scooby-Doo style. That would have been a funny if Spock and La'an went in one direction and Kirk went in the other.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that meme?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll go explore the upstairs. You guys look in the basement. Anyway, so T'Pring climbs out of a body bag.
I like how they don't immediately go into the horror with this, and she's just like, they make it like, oh, she's just regular T'Pring who showed up here and is confused.
Yeah, right.
Which, on first watch, I was like, that's possible. Something weird is going on. It's possible that some entity transported T'Pring into this situation. That didn't last long, but it occurred to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on the bridge, and you touched on this already, I think, but on the bridge, La'an's watching the recording from the security officer, and then she speaks to her through the recording, and La'an's like, okay, we need to leave.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
And that's when we see the shuttle's destroyed.
Yep.
And the ghost Harper tells her she's not Khan. Tells this to La'an when she's in engineering. I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but
that's right. Please, let's jump ahead.
Yeah. She's not Khan. She's not a Romulan. She's not a monster. The Romulan reference confused me.
I think they're alluding to these heightened reactions that she's having may have been triggered. The way I read it, even in the last episode, was that
also it's also referencing last season in 4.5 Vulcans when she became Romulan.
That drew out something in her that's now manifesting in a way that she's recognizing as.
And we can really only have the computer monitor in her head telling her this, because we know that none of the actual characters know anything about Romulans, or know the connection to Romulans,
right?
Except Pike.
Yep.
And Spock. Yeah.
No, Spock doesn't either. Or at least he didn't in Balance of Terror.
He didn't seem to.
That's true.
I think it's just Pike and
which
Don.
Has always confused me. Like that feels like something that would need to be retconned if they ever explored that too much. The idea that the Vulcans don't know about the Romulans seems impossible to me.
Yeah, it's a little.
Well, they know that the people that became the Romulans left, but they don't know what happened to them, I guess.
Yeah, no, that seems impossible to me.
I agree.
And they sort of, yeah. And, like, it did feel like in Enterprise that they were deliberately keeping it vague on whether or not T'Pol knew what they were.
Vulcans keeping secrets on Enterprise? Never.
Well, I meant the, yes. I meant, like, the writers were keeping it vague.
Yeah, trying not to go there too much to poke at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because but anyway, yes, certainly Starfleet, the Federation, do not know that the Romulans look like Vulcans because they'll find that out in Miles of Terror.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she says they're one of us, and then we have the zombie ghosts. I don't know what else to call them. The makeup is zombie-ish, so I'm calling them that.
Negatively charged ions.
They're monsters. Yeah, she's negatively charged ions. That's it. They're monsters. She says you're not a monster, but you're one of us, and they look like monsters, and that's just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And now Kirk's alone on the bridge, and he starts to hear a baby crying.
Mm-hmm. And a little hand pulling
That
the
is
wires.
creepy.
That was
good image.
Yeah.
So he rips up the communication station completely, which
there's something TOS too about the shot of like being within the console looking out.
Yes.
Like the TOS does a lot of that where they're like fixing the innards of the consoles. Like that's just a familiar shot to me. I like it.
So then, and then the crew beam in, or don't actually, as we find out later.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that was very well done.
Mm-hmm. Like, I obviously knew that Sam Kirk didn't die, but I didn't.
Until then.
Didn't occur to me that all of them were hallucinations at first.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Certainly when they first get there, like they send a distress call.
Oh yeah.
Nobody else has been in the episode to this point.
Yeah.
Like you got to figure like something's going to happen other than T'Pring, right?
Yeah.
That something is like not an unrealistic expectation that.
I did wonder for half a second whether La'an really killed Ortegas.
Oh yeah, because that was a possibility because we didn't know. But
she doesn't have plot,
and that was
Sam Kirk.
Beautifully reminiscent of the person dying in the transporter in the motion picture.
Yeah,
that was just
still the best transporter like accident.
Oh yeah,
that's just like terrifying.
What we got back didn't live long, thankfully. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about horror. And
that's horrific. Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
and yet they still make fun of Bones when he doesn't want to beam.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But did you not just see that?
True.
But then we have T'Pring saying that Spock's strength is his Vulcan side and cutting off his ears.
And then saying his heart's in the wrong place. Which actually does make, because yes, as we learned, we know from the past, a Vulcan's heart is down there on the side in their lower abdomen. So yeah.
But the people who make the show know nothing of Star Trek and no details. No.
Yep. Another very nice piece of fan service that is done well. This is getting into the body horror stuff on here. Hait cutting his fingers off and all of that. This one, I think, was necessary to the plot, to the story. I mean, we didn't necessarily have to see it the way it was done, but that actually made sense. Pike didn't have to cut off his fingers for the story.
No, that was not necessary.
No.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I think this episode's all about examining these three characters' inner demons, their fears, the things that tear them up inside, bring them to the surface. And Spock's are obvious. They've been obvious for 60 years now. And I think that really cut to the core of, literalizing Spock's inner turmoil. And it's got a shock value, but that's the point. It's drawing it out in that kind of a sharp capacity, and I think it's really well done. So I agree with you. Like the body horror elements of this, I think, are actually pretty tastefully done, as tasteful as body horror can be. Like it's there to jolt you and to put you on edge. Other than I think the Pike thing, you could say like that's like the little extra topping that wasn't really necessary.
Yeah. Even the bodies, the bloody body bags and the bodies in the end shot when Spock wakes up out of it. I think that's not as much body horror to me. I know it technically is, but because it's not happening to
you're not seeing it happen.
Character,
It's painting the picture of the grisly nature of what went on here.
Yeah.
No, I really like that scene when Spock wakes up and you see what it actually, well, presumably what this sickbay actually,
what it actually is. Yeah. The actual nature of the reality of the ship. Yeah. Yep. And using his Vulcan training inside of himself to break the spell, I think is gonna read heavy for the rest of the show. I think that's they're clearly going in a way. They're clearly driving in a direction of like these are the kinds of things that are going to put him on a track to embrace the Vulcan side of himself.
Yeah,
I like it. Yep.
I didn't need to see the frozen streams of blood coming off Sam Kirk as he flew.
Yeah, that's true. One of which hit the camera, if I recall correctly. Yeah.
See, I think it's cool, but it's
cool,
it's
but it's also gratuitous.
It is. It's a little gratuitous, I guess. Yeah.
I do love the interaction with Sam and Jim, even though it's really how Kirk perceives his brother and their relationship. I think it's true to life from what we've seen of them, and I like that. It's good.
Yeah, no, those two I really like, because like at no point did Sam Kirk ever turn into the weird like horror monster. He was just Sam Kirk the whole time, and I love that.
Yeah. Yep. And it's all about Kirk's current inner struggle, like it's all reflecting that. The whole sequence is exploring his how can I do these two things at once, which I think is like one of those things that has been in Star Trek, but not really actively explored. Like all these shows have these characters, some of whom have children or have families. Like, what's it like to be a Starfleet officer out there doing these things with a family someplace else, on another ship, at home? Like, it's got to be hell. And this episode actually takes the time to be like, through the vessel of James T. Kirk, of all things, like exploring the reality of like these people make these decisions, and they're really crappy decisions. And sometimes it paints a person into a corner to be a terrible parent or a deficient parent, or the family situation just doesn't align to make it feasible. But it explores a reality of like a Star Trek character's life in really interesting ways. Like they found new terrain to mine all these years later. Really, really well done.
I like this is going to sound strange, but I like the touchiness between Sam and Jim. He doesn't hesitate to put his hand on him. He doesn't hesitate to get close to him, to talk to him, either one of them. And it's a nice bit of seeing men interact with each other in a way that we don't necessarily see. It's a positive showing of that. So,
and to me, honestly, like if it's Kirk's inner picture of Sam, it tells you like this is what Kirk wants. And what does Kirk get eventually? He has this beautiful friendship with Spock and McCoy, where they have this like unbelievable bond, and that's his family. He finds his family, and he has these connections. And to me, it all powers like the same thing. You're 100% right. I love that. Tells you what Kirk wants.
Yeah.
And needs.
Yeah. I think there's a part of the reality of it too. Yeah. No, I'm saying I think there's also, because what we've seen of him and Sam together, the little bit, I don't think it's just him projecting what he wants. I think that's part of how they are anyway.
Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's the reality of the relationship is fueling it as well. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So while Kirk and Jim and Sam are on the bridge, and then Sam gets, I almost said sucked out, but it would be blown out.
Corrections, blown out.
Correct. Yep.
Gets blown out into space. Pike is down in sickbay with Spock, and it's like, oh, I like this place. I have all the freshest ingredients. From where?
His hands, apparently.
Yeah.
And I do like that he just falls over fainted after he chops on his fingers.
Yeah.
And also how Una like just cuts her side and is like, well, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna We wait a second, is that before or after La'an goes into that set of quarters? I got a little out of order on the outline, but I just want to say, because La'an is trying to get to the bridge, but keeps getting delivered to that quarter.
Deck 17.
Mm-hmm. And the computer actually like says her name, which is
and then she shows up on the screen too, as herself for a moment as Harper, or however you're gonna put it. But minor nitpick that I have noticed with this show, they don't have to grab the turbo lift handles to get it to go anywhere.
I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah, which I wouldn't nitpick had it not been made such a point of in Trials and Tribulations. But again, that's 30 years ago, so that's okay.
And they're there. Like, they took the time to put them there.
Yeah.
Like, if they're there, use them.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that, but yeah, that is a valid nitpick, and it proves that the show is terrible and doesn't.
Right.
Yeah. It's not worth anything anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, the interactions with Ortegas and Uhura kicking off this kind of spiral that La'an's going down, exploring like this fear that she has that this is going to overtake her, and that she's, instead of being the protector of her crew as the chief of security, is going to turn on her crew. And I think that's really well explored as well. Yeah.
As Kirk escapes from the bridge, he runs into La'an just after she has thought she's killed Ortegas and Uhura.
Well, Uhura ran away, but
that's true. You're right. Yeah. But then Kirk approaches La'an and she stabs him for real.
Yeah, for real,
because they're both real.
Yeah, pretty dark.
Yeah.
That La'an really is like flirting with this
and
turn.
Particularly what she says about David. Again, fan service. But
he
will die at the end of a blade in a dark corner of space. That raised the hair on my arms. And like that just fits into his worst fear. You almost can't tell whose side you're watching that from. Is that Kirk's perception of what she's doing?
No, it's interesting that she says that she's like saying die like you will, as in right now, because when Kirk actually dies, it's when he's crushed by a falling metal bridge
in a dark corner of space that happens to be very bright next to a star.
It was very bright. It's a valley of fire. It's not dark at all.
No,
figuratively, no, but I on subsequent watches, I wasn't sure, because that's Kirk's fear.
Yeah.
And then is his fear that his son will follow in his, he seems to be following in the footsteps. I mean, his father hadn't died in space.
And this does
explain,
in Star Trek V, when he says, "I always knew I'd die alone."
Yeah.
Ooh.
I thought of that too. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Really good.
Yeah.
Call forward kind of thing.
Nicely done.
Yep.
Then they get beamed on the Enterprise just as he's about to bleed out. So.
And I like how they're all just staring, like they're not reacting in any way to the fact that La'an is standing over Kirk's body holding the bloody knife. They're just like,
what's going on here? Did we interrupt anything?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that there wasn't an immediate voice saying, and
Get
then
him
get
to
a
sick bay.
transporter room or something. Yeah.
Get him to sick bay, or
I agree.
need a response team or something.
Yeah.
But this kicks off what I think is one of the stronger aspects of the episode. These like individual scenes that each character has, kind of unpacking it. Like we don't get answers to what happened, but we do get to like live and breathe in the afterglow of this miserable experience that these three characters just went through. I think each of the scenes is pretty well done, well performed, and really underlines the thing that each had to reckon with.
Yeah. And the Griffin will go to Division 12.
Division 12.
Which the mention of this on screen prompted at least 4 different articles that I saw posted up on various social media sites about, is this hinting at a Star Trek version of the X-Files?
I would watch that.
I would watch it too.
I would absolutely watch it, but like that's not happening.
Not in this environment.
I mean, imagine if we had proof of alien life in Star Trek.
Side note, and I said this at the time, but I have to say it again, and I know I brought it up. Why they did not get David Duchovny to play that FBI agent who got the mind meld in season 2 of Picard?
Yeah.
They got that guy from Relativity instead.
Well, that's great, but that's
but then they didn't make him that guy from the Relativity.
Right.
So if they weren't going to make that connection, just pull in the most famous, fictional FBI agent of the last 40 years. One of.
Yeah.
Like, him, Scully, and Clarice Starling. So, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I like the idea that it makes sense that Starfleet has a division of where the weird stuff goes.
Mm-hmm.
It goes along with the thing we saw, kind of like what we saw on Lower Decks.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. What's that? I can't remember the name of that.
The farm. I don't know if they ever gave it another name.
Was there like a name of it? They were just going to go to the farm where these kind of wacky one-off misfits were going to go and be treated.
Of course, those were specifically due to Starfleet accidents, weren't they? Though. So that.
Yeah, I think they kind of were. Like they were Starfleet officers who were dealing with unfortunate mishaps, like leaving them with whatever
transporter accidents, and being turned into salamanders, and
right.
Yeah, so
maybe think of that too.
Yeah, Mbenga fixes up Kirk's stab wounds. He's fine physically. Spock doesn't want to go anywhere near sick bay, so Chapel fixes up his ears in his own quarters, which I completely understand. And her talking about how during the war they had to turn the mess hall into a triage center. Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I love the way that scene ends with like Spock saying it turned him back to logic, and there's like this little subtle camera push in that just underlines it just enough to kind of say this is an important thing. Like, chart this. I thought that was nicely played, well directed, and gave the episode in Spock's capacity like a lot of heft. Like this is an important thing that just happened.
Yeah.
And I like Chapel acknowledging, like, you saw it to Pring.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was good. That was like witty and real.
Yeah.
Also, I can't remember if we saw this last week or not, but I like seeing Chapel in a scant.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I didn't know she's in a scant. Really?
Yeah.
In that scene?
Yeah.
Okay, I got to go back.
When she's talking to Spock, yeah. I mean, she's wearing white tights because this is 2026 and not 1966. But
right, I did not know. I didn't catch.
But
that.
Yeah, I like that. How
that's a first, right? She hasn't been in a scan at all.
I don't think we've seen her in a scan before, unless it was last week and I missed it.
It's hard to tell sometimes because the tunics Well, no, that is definitely a scant. Never mind.
Wow.
Three
Okay.
rings up.
I was gonna say
Cool.
it is very clear that she isn't a scant in that scene.
Right, but I've seen them like. There's times where Uno wears a long tunic and trousers. They're not tights.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to say, but that's very obviously. And we've seen Una in a scant too. So
Yeah.
But again, I think my favorite scene in this episode might be Kirk and Uhura at the end.
Oh
Whenever
yeah.
it leaves at the final moment of that, I think is really evocative and
The cookies
leaves a
are great.
lasting impression. The cookie callback's great. It's just it does the thing that like this show and using the structure with kind of going back. Like now there are things to watch the original series with a fresh lens. You know, like the little moments between Kirk and Uhura that are very fleeting and kind of empty in a lot of ways with the original series because there's just not a lot of like history there. They don't explore these relationships very much in that show. Now you have all this extra stuff to bring to those moments, and all before you know it, you're watching a 60-year-old episode that feels new again. Like that you're looking at it with new context and ideas, and it just feels a little different, just different enough to like make going back and watching it again all the more worth it.
Yep. And the way the call, the unanswered call is beeping.
It's so good. It's so well done. Yeah. It's good filmmaking. Just is.
Yeah. Just very well done.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Jumped over La'an's conversation with Pike.
Yes.
And
Pike
how he
tells
left
us-
out that she, almost killed Kirk.
Yeah, he did not tell Starfleet because there's... Man, Pike really plays it fast and loose with his reports to Starfleet.
He does.
He does. I feel like they all do, though.
I think they do too. And I think it kind of aligns with about that scene in Flashback when Janeway's talking to Harry Kim about like that generation of Starfleet officers and the way that it was different. Like, I feel like Kirk did the same thing. We didn't have these conversations in the original series, but these captains are telling Starfleet what Starfleet needs to know, and they leave all kinds of stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she sees the ghost as the ship is being towed away.
Which I love too. Like that reminded me of another horror episode of Star Trek, the way that Enterprise's impulse ends with T'Pol waking up from the nightmare and Phlox saying, "You're all right." And you knowing she's not all right. It leaves that lasting impression of like, this isn't done. This character's got a long way to go, and this is just the beginning. And I thought that kind of drew the same contrast of like, she is not okay.
And we did mention it already, but Uhura sets up a long-range communication for Kirk to talk to Carol and David, and Carol does not answer.
She does not answer.
Nope. Mm-hmm. I thought for a bit we were going to see her and little David, but I don't think we ever will now.
Nope. And I think that's great. I think that choice to not show and not cast people in those roles and just leave it as like this unseen thing. What it tells us is Kirk's inner conflict about it. Like it draws a better picture of Kirk's experience of making that choice, which makes the whole Star Trek II thing more emotionally complicated. It wasn't as simple like I'm a deadbeat dad who chose Starfleet over this. Like there was emotion behind that and a pain to that experience, which just three-dimensionalizes the whole thing.
Yep,
I'm in for it.
Yep.
Well, I think we've covered pretty much everything. Anything else either of you wanted to say about this episode?
How does this stack to you guys for like when you think of like the horror episodes of Star Trek? Where like do you think it's one of the better? Like are there other horror episodes that come to mind as like it's right there with it? Is it the best? Is it like what else? What other horror episodes do you really like?
As a horror episode, like specifically from the horror perspective, I think this is probably the best one.
I think it's the best one too.
Yeah, I'm not good at the whole like picking favorites thing, but this is definitely top for me.
Yeah, I think I'm there. I think I'm in the same boat.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said before.
Although I really like Shuttle to Kenfori as well.
Yeah, and I thought that did the same thing. Like that to me, like people criticize that for being like, oh, it's zombies and it's kind of like this throwaway thing. The zombie thing is like that episode's all about like I think they say like the monsters within us, the beast within us, like that this thing is all the things that are in Mbenga are like constantly fighting, and the zombie used to be a person and the person is now a zombie. Like that's all used to just draw out this Mbenga story, and I thought it was well done. It was in service of that character story, the same way this is.
Yeah, I'm sure I said at the time with Ken Foree, it's like Walking Dead, where the zombies aren't the point. The zombies are the impetus to the character development.
Yeah.
So, and the horror here is the same.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
So, yeah, no, this is...
It's better than Cat's Paw.
They're batting it out of the park. What?
I said it's better than Cat's Paw. If you're talking horror Star Trek episodes.
Yeah. Low bar, but yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I don't hate
time.
Cat's
I
Paw,
mean,
No disrespect to Cat's
that's what
Paw.
it was. No, I mean, it's fine. It's not...
Yeah, it's...
Wait, no.
There
I
are worse
was confusing
episodes
it with
of Star
something
Trek
else.
than Cat's Paw.
Yeah, you said Cat's Paw, and I was thinking the one with Red Jack. That's not the same one.
Wolf in the Fold.
Wolf in the Fold.
Thank
Wolf
you.
in the Fold is a worse episode of Star Trek than Cat's
Yes,
Paw.
which is why I said low bar, but that's not Cat's Paw.
That's a particular aspect of Scotty I don't need to see Martin Quinn.
No.
No.
Let's stay away from that.
No, yeah,
It's
let's
in everyone's best interest to pretend that never happened.
retcon that away. He has respect for women. Yep.
Gosh. Yikes.
All right. Well, Bill, thank you so much for joining us. Where can listeners find you online? Do you have any current or upcoming work you want to mention?
So I'm on Blue Sky rewatching Star Trek for the 5th time and reviewing episodes and ranking things and doing stats. And I would love for you to chime in and tell me when you agree or disagree, or just share your thoughts as I kind of go through that project yet again.
I enjoy that when you finish a run of episodes, you then ask everyone else to where you would rank them in that run. That's always fun.
Yeah, I like that. Random pool of, especially when the shows were overlapping. It was like a really random mix of episodes that it was always fun to see people do that. Yeah.
And I don't always agree with your rankings on episodes, but I feel like anytime there's like a really fantastic episode, I can always count on you to rank it well.
Thank you. Yep. And the disagreements are more fun than the agreements. Mm-hmm. Draws out more interesting conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Chrissie, where can people find you when you're not having your ears chopped off?
Ow. That would be very bad. Especially with no anesthetic, no...
Just a pair of scissors.
Rusty scissors, as we found out.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about he did that to himself. That's...
He did it to himself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the scene from History of the World. Do you have any last requests? Novocaine. No such thing known to medical science. I'll wait. Yeah. All right. Well, right. In addition to here on Infinite Diversity, you can find me on History with the Szilagyi here on the BQN, that short history podcast I do with my fellow historian husband, Jason. And I'm happy to chat about our shows on the BQN Collective on Facebook. And I'm on the various socials at The Goddess Livia. That's TheGoddessLivia, where you can see my opinions about Star Trek history and leftist politics. Thad, where can people find you when you're not hallucinating ghosts around you?
Well, technically, how would I know if I'm not? I mean, like, because anyone could.
Like, okay, well, I guess that begs the question if ghosts are real. You wouldn't be hallucinating them if they're real, if you're seeing them, but...
Right, but, like, you two could be ghosts for all I know. I mean...
Good.
Best place to find me is probably on Blue Sky, but you can find links to my public socials and podcasts on my website, tyrannicus.net. That's tyranicus.net. And also, if you are listening to this the week it comes out, I will be at STOV this weekend from Wednesday through Sunday.
Be careful out there. There is supposed to be some god-awful heat dome that's sitting over it next week, and...
Yeah, it's going to be like 115. No big deal.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Honestly, still better than 90s in Pennsylvania in humidity.
True. All right, well, don't forget about all of our other great shows here on the BQN, and here is a recording of Amy to tell you all about them.
What's happening on BQN, you ask? We're not just a network. We're a universe of exploration, entertainment, and deep dives into the topics you love. Here's your star map to the sonic adventures awaiting you. Let's chart the Star Trek cosmos with all good things. Embark on a comprehensive journey through the entire Star Trek universe with the insightful crew of Amy, Christos, Kelvin, and Kristen. From classic to current, they cover it all. Galaxy class, engage! Steven and Stefan pilots this Alpha Quadrant mission, meticulously covering all aspects of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Infinite diversity. Stay current with the newest Star Trek frontiers alongside Chrissie and Thad. Union Federation. Whether your allegiance lies with Starfleet or the Planetary Union, Kyle, Kevin, Amy, and Haley offer a unified front, discussing both current Star Trek and the truly Trek at heart, the Orville. Crack open that book with Peter and the Trek Book Club podcast. Delve into a rich tapestry of Star Trek's beta canon. What's the tea, Bev? Christo spills the latest Trek news and fandom insights with an essential LGBTQIA+ perspective, complete with engaging guest interviews. Our visual voyages that you can find on YouTube as well as podcasts are Trek Masters. Think you're a Starfleet Academy graduate? Test your knowledge with Davey and MC's challenging Star Trek quiz show. And the View Screen. Tune in live on Sundays for your dose of a Trek-inspired talk show. Kelvin and Amy host new 8-week seasons each spring and fall. But beyond the final frontier, we have Bargain Bin Gamer. Davey and Mitch, your self-proclaimed gamer guides, lead you to digital treasures, unearthing and reviewing the most affordable video game gems. Cinema Z. Grab your metaphorical popcorn for Mark and Matt's cinematic deep dives, unearthing overlooked films that demand your attention. History with the Szilagys. In order to never repeat it, tune in as Chrissie and Jason deliver bite-sized snippets of historical events from around the globe and transformational journeys. Host Lex Rosa explores what it means to embrace authenticity in the face of societal expectations. You can unlock deeper levels of engagement with our exclusive patron perks. The Hive Mind is where you can join our random script readings, live reaction shows, and roundtable discussions. You can also now watch All Good Things as an extended video edit and get a background look into the creation of a podcast. Also, check out our back catalog of It's Green and Amy's Math Moments. Stay connected to our ever-expanding galaxy of content by following BQN Podcasts on Instagram, Blue Sky, YouTube, and Discord. We appreciate you choosing BQN to fill your auditory needs. Thank you for listening. Assimilate the audio.
Thank you very much for tuning into Infinite Diversity. Thank you to Zach Tripp for the wonderful theme music and Mark White for the awesome show art. Please subscribe in your favorite podcast player, and don't forget to rate and review us there as well.
If you'd like to reach out, you can find the network on the socials at BQN Podcasts or our show specifically at IDIC Podcast. You can also talk about any and all of our BQN podcasts in our Facebook group, the BQN Collective, as well as on our Discord server. When you next hear from us, we'll be talking about the next episode of Strange New Worlds, which has the wonderful title of Human Best Friend. Until then, we bid you peace and long life.